I didn't know what to make of popular music, mainstream pop music in the 2010s because, I know I was the age bracket for this up until the age of, say, 18, 2014 or so. And a lot of this music was kind of lost on me. Here's the thing, it was kind of, collectivist corporate dreck, and yet at the same time it was music that our parents considered, just terrible and abrasive and completely wicked and subversive. So like I didn't really know what to make of it. Like I should think it's cool, but like it's like just kind of bubblegum slop at the same time. But our parents think it's evil, so what do I think? By 2017, I was in the workforce. There was no need for music to try and the recording industry to try to pander to my tastes. It was, this is stuff they try to for 9 to 19-year-olds. However, one day it's inevitable to occur to someone that why couldn't you make something really interesting, brilliant, and strange like a Fred Frith Speechless, some odd experimental album simply by employing modern pop music techniques and tropes? That doesn't seem like a remotely impossible task. This is a prospect I thought of this once. I read something from Simon Reynolds which was either that and I'm kind of stealing it from him or made me think of that idea. And then when I'm listening to Brockhampton's Brockhampton 2 from 2017, I realized that, wow, someone did put out this album. It was critically acclaimed. It was very, very popular, and the group didn't consider themselves these subversive agents of, moral destruction. They considered themselves a boy band, and it was some of the most interesting and potentially experimental, imaginative, and wild experiences I've had with an album, certainly from the 2010s. But who the hell are Brockhampton? The question I asked Noel Oakeshott in 2018 when he was first telling me about them. Brockhampton, stylized in all caps typically, it was an American hip-hop collective founded in 2010 as Alive Since Forever in San Marcos, Texas, led by Kevin Abstract and formed partially through online music discussion forum Kanye Tuva. Brockhampton was a self-described boy band, so-called in an effort to redefine the term. Complex magazine describes the group as gay, black, white, DIY, ambitious, all-inclusive, and would-be pop stars. And this diversity is what largely distinguishes their lyrics and sound. The group's final lineup consisted of vocalists Kevin Abstract, Matt Champion, Merlin Wood, and Dom McLennan, vocalists/producers Joba, Bareface, and Jabari Manwa, and producers Ronil Hemnani and Kiko Merli, as well as graphic designer Hanok H.K. Sileshi, and photographer Ashlan Gray, web designer Roberto Onteniant, who also featured prominently in voice skits, and manager John Nunez. The group released their first mixtape, All American Trash, in 2016. Their debut studio album, Saturation, was released on June 19, 2017, followed by Saturation 2. I said Brockhampton too earlier, excuse me, they're not self-titled. On August 25th, and Saturation 3 on December 15th. On March 30th, 2018, Brockhampton announced that they had signed a record deal under RCA Records. Their fourth album, Iridescence, was released on September 21st, 2018, and debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 album chart. I think all three of the Saturation albums are extremely strong. The first one might actually be my favourite of them. Iridescence I thought was a good album as well, to be certain. On July 18th, 2019, Brockhampton officially announced their fifth album, Ginger, giving it a release date of August. On July 31st, they released the first single for the album, titled I Been Born Again, along with a music video. 3 more singles with accompanying music videos were released throughout August, leading up to Ginger's release in August 23rd, 2019. Ginger, in my opinion, it's a pretty good album, but my least favourite of them thus far. On April 9th, 2021, Brockhampton released their sixth studio album, Roadrunner, New Light, New Machine. I thought that one was pretty good. In January 2022, the group announced an indefinite hiatus following their upcoming appearance at Coachella Festival in April. The group announced their seventh album, The Family, which was released on November 17th, 2022, followed by TM, released without a previous announcement on next day. The Family's pretty good. TM is the best one since Iridescence, that's what I'll say. I have to admit, it's a bit of a mystery to me how this can be enjoyed as pop music, Although as experimental, strange fodder for certain bizarre trips one wants to undertake, Brockhampton's Saturation 2 is pretty fantastic. Very recommended for that purpose. As pop music, don't get it. As experimental, strange, abrasive, psychedelic oddness, yeah, dig.